Hey, good afternoon. This week's Torah portion is the portion of Jethro, where we read about the 10 Commandments, the greatest gift God has given to this world, the commandments of ethics, of morality, given on 2 tablets. The question, of course, is why is there 2 tablets and not one? There's 10 Commandments. You could have just put it on one long tablet. The old joke goes that Moses came up to heaven and said, God, I have a headache. God says, take 2 tablets. But why 2? Why not 1? And the answer the rabbis give is because the first tablet is for laws between man and God. Should have one God, don't believe in false gods, etc. And the second commandment, the second tablet, is for commandments between man and man. And if you look at the second tablet and the commandments, you'll see that the first 3 are do not kill, do not commit adultery, and do not steal. All of those are action-based commandments. The 4th one is do not bear false witness against your neighbor, which is not action-based, but it's speech. And the last one, of course, is do not covet, do not be jealous of the neighbor's thing, which is not action, but not speech, but even it's just thought. And the commandment is telling us is that it's not enough not to hurt a neighbor in action. It's not enough not to hurt a neighbor in speech, but you can't even hurt a neighbor in thought. Covet, just being jealous, it's in my heart. But the Torah says don't do that. And the reason why it's on 2 tablets is because the Torah wants to tell you that one without the other is not enough. You need both. You can't just say, I'll be faithful and honest to God, but I won't treat my neighbor the right way. And the same point, you can't just say, I'll be kind, I'll be caring, but I won't have a relationship with God and faith in Almighty God. You need the 2 together. You know, this past week, Apple made its 2nd largest acquisition ever. After Beats, which is the headphones that it bought a company in Israel called QAI for $2 billion. QAI is a company that already had another company that was sold to Apple years ago, which is facial recognition. And now this company is a company that, what happens, you have Siri, voice to text, but what happens if someone's not speaking? This technology, QAI, could see the facial expressions and the way your mouth moves and the way your eyebrows move and your eyes. And from that, it could detect what you're saying and what you're thinking. So, just as the Torah tells us in the 10 Commandments, do not covet. It's not enough not to speak and bear false witness. It's not enough that you can't steal and murder, etc. But you also can't even think and covet what someone else wants. Just as today QAI is able to look at the way your expressions are, no speech even, and understand what you're trying to say. And it's actually remarkable because QAI is a company in Israel that on October 7th, 30% of the company was called up to reserves. 30%. And for the next few months, they were sent to bomb shelters the whole time. And as the founder says, he says no one complained even once. They just tried to think how they could collaborate and how they could make the best thing. And here you are 2 years after October 7th, a company that had 30% reserve call-up. You would think it would impact the company. You would think they would slow down. They would have to take a pause. They wouldn't be able to accomplish anything. But no, because they were thinking of ways to protect their fellow brothers and sisters in Israel, they succeeded in this remarkable technology that Apple is now buying for $2 billion. A technology that reminds us what the Torah told us already in the 10 Commandments thousands of years ago, that it's not enough not to do actions that hurt another. It's not enough not to speak things that hurt other, but even your thought and your jealousy and what's in your heart could hurt others, and therefore be careful not even to covet that which is your brother's. And now we see that in a technology that could see the way you move your lips, that could see the way your eyebrows and your facial expressions are to detect what you're thinking, what you're saying, which is a major breakthrough that obviously Apple is coveting, pun intended. Have a great day. See you.